Are you all ready for Herogasm? It's The Boys by Garth Ennis, hardcover omnibus, volume 2. It has a 792 page count and a cover price of $99.99. Let's get into this omnibus. Before we get into this orgy-filled graphic material, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and get yourself entered in the giveaway. Today we're going to take a look at the hardcover Omnibus Volume 2 of The Boys. You get the cover gallery on the back here with all the issues collected. You get Herogasm number 2, cover art on the dust jacket, which is great, man. I do love this picture. Some people kind of hate on it because it's the white cover with the black, but I actually really like this cover. Just like the other hardcover, it's the black with gloss and the blood splatter, and it's a glue binding. So definitely want to give this thing a good stretch before you get into it. So this is where really The Boys starts to pick up pace a lot. You get some origin stories in this volume, and you get definitely it picks up the politicalness, it picks up the craziness with the Seven, and it just goes heavy, man. This book goes so hard, and it leads right into the third and final book, which is just absolutely epic. And you started out right with Herogasm. Now, this book does collect The Boys 31 through 47, The Boys Herogasm 1 through 6, and The Boys Highland Laddie 1 through 6. And as in the first volume, it's breaking up into story arcs. So you're going to get Herogasm, the Self-Preservation Society, Nothing Like It in the World, La Plume de Martante está sur la table, The Instant White Hot Wild, What I Know, The Innocents Believe, and of course Highland Laddie. So in the end of volume 1, there's an incident that happens where a whole superhero team is taken out. And in the beginning of this, it's Homelander kind of giving a speech addressing the people, letting them know that there's these space invaders coming and they are probably the ones to blame for why the soup team is missing, and that they're going to go out into space and they're going to battle these invaders and save the world. But in actuality, it's just the one time a year that all these soups go to this place and they all have this crazy ass orgy, have sex with each other, do drugs, get involved with all sorts of shenanigans. And it's called Herogasm. So they're going to use Herogasm basically to cover up the fact that a superhero team just got completely fucking wiped out. Now, they did this in the show just recently, which was pretty good, man, but I will say that the Herogasm that happens in the comics is way better. There's so much more story going on. You have this intel that the boys end up getting from the Secret Service member that they kidnap. You have Homelander really starting to lose his mind when he gives his speech at the Soupies here, which there was something similar that happened in the show. But you also get a little bit more involved with Vic the Veep, who American Vault is kind of setting up to be the one to put forward this soup initiative, to be involved with like military operations and whatnot overseas. So at Herogasm, you definitely get a little bit more of the Homelander starting to lose his shit. He ends up flying naked in the air and taking out a plane that sees him. And you also get Stillwell, man. He's starting to build in his evilness of a character in this book. And really, he's kind of the main evil character. He's the main villain throughout this whole series, in my opinion. As I'm reading this, I'm kind of saying to myself that Homelander really isn't the true villain in all of this. He was kind of, made to be a soup from birth and then kind of groomed to do this lifestyle of things. And it kind of just happened this way, that the way he was mistreated, he turned into this crazy ass person. And the way that Stillwell treats him now, man, good Lord, that's why he's just starting to lose his shit and kind of go against the grain of Vault American. But in this issue here, you get the Payback is like basically told by Stillwell to take out the boys team. So you get a crazy battle with Payback, which is Stormfront, Crimson Countess, Soldier Boy. So they have a sick battle. They end up, like hurting Billy Butcher's dog, Terror, which makes him go in an absolute fucking rage and start smashing people, which is just great, man. Some really good battle scenes between the soups and the boys throughout this issue. You get this stuff here with Stormfront and Billy Butcher. I mean, they're just going at it. They're just stomping the shit out of him. Really awesome stuff, man. You get the brutal violence and stuff going on throughout it. The Stormfront had attacked the female. She's currently in the hospital. And that's really what makes them go and have this absolute assault on the Payback team there. What I enjoy a lot about this book, too, is you get the origin stories of some of the characters. So you get the background of Mother's Milk and, how he came to be, how he's infected, why he needs to drink the milk, which is cool. And then you get the background story on Frenchie as well, coming back from war. He, visit his family and his girls with this other dude, and his dad challenges him to this weird, bike baguette, jousting thing or whatever. His father ends up dying, and then Frenchie ends up joining the boys. You get the female. Her mother worked at this plant and kept her under her desk, and she ended up getting into a bucket full of Compound V and turning in the female we know today. Then she was used as kind of a, an assassin or whatever, and she worked for the mob to kill people. So cool little background stories on the characters. And then you get the stuff here with Super Duper, this terrible group. Everyone in the group kind of has terrible powers. They're sort of like a very low-tier superhero group. They have one member that's like Kitty Pryde, but instead of phasing through the walls, she's always walking into the walls by accident. But that team was given a new leader, Mount Chemical, who's kicked out of another group for doing some bad things. And Huey is set to kind of like keep tabs on him. And Billy Butcher, at this point in the book, he does find out that Starlight and Huey have been dating each other. So he's kind of pissed off about that. And he has like a feeling that Huey is involved with Vaught American. So he puts him on, keeping tabs of this group to see if he really is involved with Vaught. So you kind of get to see the true intentions of Billy Butcher throughout this, and you kind of see his true colors as he shows Huey a video of Starlight and Homelander and them doing that sexual act. So you can tell that like Butcher really, he's not such a good guy, and he's kind of fucked up, which will obviously escalate way more throughout these books. In this volume 2, you get the Believe thing going on, which is like a Christian festival that happens that Homelander and Starlight are to attend. And Homelander ends up meeting up with this dude, Old Brother, who's a soup there. And they kind of like get together and they have this meeting about what they're going to do. Which one part that's kind of funny is like these people that win a contest, they win like a car or whatever. Homelander just flies them up in the air and then just drops the car of this family to the ground like a fucking asshole. So this is them just really planning what is going to be happening with Vaught American in the future and what role that Homelander and them are going to play with their whole political scheme and how the soup development and the military and all that comes into play. Then you have Starlight and Huey end up breaking up, and Huey bounces to Scotland to go visit his family and everything. Starlight ends up coming and meeting him up there. This whole little arc here with Highland Laddie, I'm not really a huge fan of. It's probably my least favorite out of everything in The Boys, but probably the best part is just, Starlight explaining to Huey, like, where she came from and how she ended up with the Seven, pretty much. After that, it just leads into the bonus features, so you'll get a bunch of sketch work, you'll get some scripts to some of the issues, some covers and stuff in here, see, like, some more sketches, which is all cool to have, man. They definitely pack these full of bonus features in the back. Definitely a cool volume. Herogasm, you gotta love it, man. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments, and thank you for watching. When we hit 1,000 subscribers, we are giving away Thor by Walter Simonson Omnibus and a mystery slab. All you gotta do to get yourself entered in a giveaway is be subscribed to the channel, like and comment on a video where I mentioned this giveaway. When we hit 1,000 subs, I'll use a random comment generator to announce the winner. Good luck!